Hey guys, thanks for joining today. I want to share something out of Nehemiah. Now, if you know the story of Nehemiah, Nehemiah was away from Israel, and Israel was about to rebuild the walls. This is in the Old Testament. And Nehemiah felt called by God, inspired by God to go help. Now, Nehemiah had a great job with the king. He was the king's cupbearer. He would really like being first in command. It was a great, great job, was a great living. And he felt so compelled and burdened that Israel was going to rebuild the wall. He wanted to go back home. He prayed to God, knew that's what God wanted. The king let him go. Here's the point. God called him to do something that came with great opposition, but he kept doing it. I want to give you an example here. In Nehemiah chapter 4, verse 7, it says, when Sanballat, Tobiah, the Arabs, and the Ammonites, and the Ashdodites heard that the repairs of the wall of Jerusalem went on and the breaches began to be closed, they were very angry. All of them conspired together to come and fight against Jerusalem and to cause a disturbance in it. So what happens is they don't like the fact the wall's going up because Israel will be protected. They'll be strong again. Nehemiah was called by God to go do that and oversee that. So they're angry. So they want to get him to stop. So Sanballat, Tobiah, Geshem, the Arabs, they wanted to get him to stop. So it says here in chapter 6, they sent messengers to go see him. The three of them went to see him, and they said, come on down, we want to talk to you. We would like to talk to you. So I sent messengers to them, Nehemiah sending messengers back to them, saying, I am doing a great work, and I cannot come down. Why should the work stop while I leave it and come down to you? So they tried this a number of times, and Nehemiah said, I'm doing a work of the Lord. I'm not going to stop for you. You're not going to stop me. Then they hired someone to take him into his house, Shemaiah, and Shemaiah was telling Nehemiah, hey, you ought to, not do the wall. And Nehemiah realized that he was hired by these three guys, Sanballat, Geshem, and Tobiah. They tried to stop him a number of different ways. And Nehemiah said this, he just said, the wall must go on. Should a man like me flee? Should I run away? No, you see, God called Nehemiah to do something. There was opposition, but God inspired Nehemiah. So the point is this, when God calls you to do something and you know you're supposed to do it, there will be opposition. There'll be people telling you shouldn't do it, but you need to do what God calls you to do. Even in my life, trust me, I'm sure there are a number of people that don't think I should be preaching or speaking anymore, but you have to do what God calls you to do. You have to go and obey the Lord. Nehemiah was called by God to go oversee the rebuilding of the wall, faced great opposition, would have been easier in his life to not do it. And yet, he followed the Lord. He did what God called him to do. The wall was rebuilt. Great joy among the people and great joy in Nehemiah's life. Listen, God's called you to do something, do it. Don't run from it. He'll see you through. Regardless of what people say to you, go ahead and obey the Lord. Do what he's called you to do. There'll be great joy in it. Thanks for stopping by. Always good to have you. Hit subscribe if you see it somewhere, but have an awesome day.